Hi guys, this is Wireheadking, and today I'm going to be continuing my tutorial series. In this particular part, where we left off, what we had done is we had created these two ferns, and we've still got our shrubs from part 1 and 2. And in this part we're going to be creating the sort of more leafy plants, so things like this plant in the background with the gigantic leaves, and also this sort of one that's sort of trying to get into the front here. There's also one at the back. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be creating that, and it's really quite simple. Again, you know, nature is, when you know how to do it, one of the most, it's quite a simple subject really. Okay, let's get into it. So what we're going to do, or how we're going to do this, is similar to the fern. So if we go into top view, and we're going to add a cylinder, and I'm going to only give it 5 vertices because you really don't need that many. You now rotate it by 90 degrees, and then in edit mode press G, Y, and then holding control just move it up like that. And also if we just now press S, Shift, Y, what it would do is scale it down on every axis apart from the Y axis, so sort of making a thin thing like that really, if that makes sense. Okay, and now we're just going to move it up and add in a few loop cuts to it like that. And if we select the one at the end with proportional editing turned on, if we just scroll up like that, we can move it up a bit like that, and if we rotate it as well, move it up. Okay, and also going to need to select this one here, just decrease the radius a bit. Yeah, over here in fact, and then increase it. Okay, we sort of want to keep it sort of even like that. Yeah, something like that will do. If you now give it smooth shading, that will then help us out a bit. Okay, so now we need to put in the leaf at the end, and that's quite simple. We're just going to add a plane, and if we just bring it over here, then we can focus on it a bit more. And modelling a leaf is really quite simple. We're just going to subdivide it a few times, give it just a few cuts like that. And now if we put one cut in the middle, actually. Okay, let's start again with this actually. Let's add in our plane, move it over, and then subdivide it, yeah, twice like that by pressing W, and subdivide twice rather than adjusting the number of cuts. And now we're going to just get rid of half of it, and then add in a mirror modifier like that, turn on clipping. And now if we select these corner pieces here and drag them inwards, or even better, just drag them along the x-axis like that. Okay, yeah, something like that. And then with these ones, just move them up, and this one at the end here, without proportional editing, just move that up like that, so we sort of get the more finished leaf shape like that. And then yeah, like that. Okay, so that's the simplest leaf shape you can get. Just gonna move that out, and maybe move these further up, move that in. Okay, that's a simple leaf shape. And again, just like we did with the branch and proportional editing, we're going to just move it up like that, sort of simulate gravity. Okay, and yeah, just like that really. I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect like I keep saying, just so that it looks roughly like how a leaf would look. Where are we? Yeah, just move them up and turn on smooth shading. And also with this bit running down the middle, we're just going to drag that down like that, and that way we sort of get the vein of the leaf thing. And also we just bring down these sides without proportional editing. Okay, let's just turn it back to flat, see how it's looking. Alright, that's not bad. One other thing I want to do though is, what am I doing? Is I want to apply a subdivision surface to it. Not too much, because we want to keep things generally low poly, but you know, we need certain details in places to keep things looking good. I'm just bringing in these vertices here just to make that sort of vein thing going down the middle a bit tighter. Just going to add another loop cut and select these here and bring those up, so it just keeps things looking a bit smoother. And also I'm going to use these extra vertices just to keep things smoother over here. And okay, and you can see now we have a simple leaf shape. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. Now for the material. In fact, no, we need to put it on the end of the branch first. But in fact, no, we do need to add a material. So this is going to be big leaf like that. Oh yeah, and we're also going to place the origin right at the point here. Oh, we need to stem to the leaf like that. Okay, and just scale it down and extrude it out again. And here, I'm going to just select this vertex in the middle, press Shift S, cursor to selected, and then go Object, Transform, Origin to 3D Cursor. And now, if we just put it at the end of this branch, so just move it into position, like that. Do a bit of finalize editing, proportional editing turned on, just to drag that down a bit, and drag these bits up. Okay, and make it nice and big, and maybe just increase the sort of incline over here. Okay, and this is going to be called stem, because this is just a very tiny thin thing that just connects it all together. We don't really need it to have a very specific materials, if you know what I mean. Okay, so with that done, we can now join these together. Oh, yeah, we need to apply the mirror modifier to that, and also the subdivision surface as well. Then join it together like that. And with our big leaf, it's not going to be, we're going to add a texture, so we can just make that green, just so we can see it as, green. And over for the stem, this can be a sort of, in fact, that can stay as white. Actually, I don't really care about that. Okay, and now that that's been done, what we can now do is, in fact, if we select our leaf, we can give it a texture now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our UV image editor like this, and go to image, open image, and again I'm going into my textures that I got from the Nature Academy. So again, I really recommend joining that thing. There'll be just Google Nature Academy and you'll be able to find it. Okay, and we're gonna go with we can choose any one of these leaves, but which one? I think I never thought choosing a leaf would be such a hard process. Okay, so let's go for one of these. So just open up this image, and you can see things looking a bit funny. And press N, and then tick pre-multiply, then that sorts out that. Okay, now with this leaf here, we're going to press U, and then project from view, and that will then be put into this thing here. And now if we go to press Alt Z, you can see how we can you can see how the texture is being applied, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just so that the center sort of lines up well with the vein. I probably should have done this before I added any subsurface modifiers, but that's looking okay. Yeah, not too bad. And also, well, now that that's been done, actually, what we can do is, in fact, let's make it just a bit bigger here to get a bit more detail. Okay, yeah, that's not looking too good. Sorry, that's looking good, whatever. What did I say? Not looking too good. That's bad. Right, okay, so I'm going to set the hardness of the specularity here to 250. And if we give it a new texture here, image or movie, and open up that image so it's soft to leafy.png, call this big leaf col like that, and have it under coordinates. Change it from generated to UV, And what that will do is keep it looking like that. Now if we duplicate this and rotate it round like that, we can now give this a right, let's just see what it affects that as well. No, okay, we can give this a new UV coordinates to just give a different leaf texture. I mean, it'll look similar, but you know. Okay, now we can duplicate that, rotate it round. Okay, and we can give this, you know, this leaf over here, and let's need to maybe rotate it round a bit. Okay, and duplicate it again. And right, okay, let's just start duplicating the ones we already have. So this one, then this one, then this one, and this one again. Oops, I don't know what I did there. Right, duplicate this, rotate it, and let's go for this one again, and then this one here. Okay, so now I've got that sort of plant. Let's see, it's just, yeah, we haven't got material for that yet, but we can do that later. Now, you know, all these stems look the same and all the leaves are in the same geometry, so what we can do is we can just, you know, go back to proportional editing, because we haven't joined these up yet, so it won't affect anything. But if we select the sorry, 1 second, hang on, sorry about that, I've just had a sniffing spree. Okay, what we can do is just hide that stem at the bottom by selecting the vertices and pressing H, and that way we can do any adjustments we like, and it won't affect the position of that those things, because they're not really being moved. So okay, we can just play around with this, and okay, that's not looking too bad. Okay, where are we? Okay, now with this one, let's make this one, instead of coming up, we can make it go down. So hide it, and yeah, do that, and then just select the leaf and bring that down. Maybe select this sort of loop of vertices. You can just play around with the geometry on the actual leaf itself, and this is just sort of creating a sort of variety of different shapes that you can have. And what I might do actually is just a small thing is in fact, no, that's fine, don't worry. I was thinking maybe I should sort of bring it in a bit more, but nah. Okay, so you know, there's so much we can do to just add a bit more variation. Like rotate it downwards a bit, and then maybe with this one rotate it upwards or something. You know, you know, just so long as it doesn't look too perfect. And what we can even do is just get rid of an entire stem, although that would look funny in this shape because it's not particularly dense. So you know, but you know, as I've been saying persistently throughout this entire series, is nature is, you know, you can only make a perfect nature scene if you include all of nature's imperfections, really. So you know, just make a few plants look ugly, make them look, you know, a bit different. Like here, they're all sort of at the same angle. Maybe bunch these two together a bit, and then have this one sort of in the middle. And you know, as you know, I've just been saying all the time that, you know, plants need to have imperfections to be perfect. That's essentially what I've been saying throughout the entire thing. Okay, and I'm just repeating myself too much. Just want to get this loop cut there, and then just bring all the vertices down. We're still in proportional editing, by the way, because that way we can just keep things looking smooth. And maybe with this here, yeah, okay. And that's really, we can call that it. Oh, but by the way, you can see that this origin point is where the plants will, you know, spawn from the ground, and if this leaf goes beneath it, then that means the leaf is going underground. So what we can do is just rotate it up like that, and sort of make it a bit weird, and now it will just be sort of resting on the ground. So we want to keep things above the origin points like that. Okay, so now that that's been done, we can now join up all of these like so, and call this or what should we call it, leafy plant 1, and then duplicate it, and maybe get rid of an entire stem or something, and oh yeah, press Alt H, bring those back. Got to do that here as well. And oh yeah, I forgot to edit the stems, but it's okay, don't worry about it. Alright, now that we've deleted that, we can sort of get this sort of in the middle, woo, without proportional editing. We're going to want this to be in the with the rotating thing. If we just put the 3D cursor sort of in the middle of all of these, so sorry about that, Shift S, cursor to selected, and now if we select the leaf and the stem and then set the pivot point to the 3D cursor and rotate it round, that then works nicely. And yep, that's one simple variation of it. We can also rotate the entire thing round so that, you know, it will look a bit different from different places. And rotate. Whoa, that's an extrusion. I wanted to just rotate it, okay. And yeah, that's not looking too bad. And let's create 3 of these, because they're sort of going to look kind of similar, so having, you know, having loads is a bit pointless. Oh, and we need to reposition our 3D cursor to be in the middle there, and just select these again, rotate them, and of course we can also rotate them down. Okay, and yeah, that's not looking too bad. So now that we've done that, we can bring these all back into our final scene. So just select all of these and press M, move them back over here, and then just like before, let's just turn into the individual origins now. Just scale these down, and then okay, now we can just move them back into this sort of area here. We can do more adjusting or adjustments, whatever you want to call them. Okay, let's see, let's just scale these down and put them in with the ferns like that. Okay, so yeah, you can see we're sort of getting you know, it's slowly getting somewhere now with these plants. And if we just give this a render, wait, did I resume the video after my sneezing spree? Yeah, good. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can give this a render, and I'll pause the video while this renders so you don't have to sit through it. Okay then, so that's not looking too bad, but I forgot to give a material to the stems, and also there's another thing I want to do with all the leaf materials as well. Okay, so if we select the stem here and get the diffuse to be like a dark green, like that, specularity, the hardness just move it up to 250. Remember, the scene is going to be a wet scene because it's raining, so that's why I'm not getting rid of the specularity. I would have it at very low specularity and not very hard at all, but you know, it's rainy, so that's all I need to. Okay, so also if I just go to the shrubs and set the trunk to just a brown colour like that, I mean it's not going to affect it at all, but it just sort of makes things look a bit better in the 3D viewport. Okay, so now that I've done that, what I want to do is go to the leaf like this and go to image sampling and set the filter size down to a 0.1, and do the same with the leaves on this. So image sampling, where are we? Oh, here we go, and it says to 0.1. Okay, and that would just make things look a bit more crisp, or more detailed in a way. So if we just give this another render now, things should be a lot better. In fact, let's actually have this rendered to where's our thing? Right, let's go into our UV image editor, get this to render on slot 2, and because I was pressing F11, did I do anything here? No, okay, good. yeah, so render this to slot 2 so we can compare the differences. So I'm just going to press render now and pause. Okay, so let's just compare the differences now. Well, actually there aren't many differences at all. I mean, the leaf colour and the shrubs have just slightly changed, but generally nothing else has, which is a bit disappointing. But don't worry, the final scene, yeah, this is looking okay for now, so it's not that bad. But yeah, there will be some improvements along the way. And I just noticed these two shrubs here are, well, I think they're exactly the same. So we might have to do a bit more work on the shrubs, but for now we don't have to. Okay, so let's yeah, let's get on to the next part then. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.